All right. Welcome to the Morning Spike. My name is St. Kramer with Mark. And we're here with the Dynasty Pylon on the Morning Spike. We are going to give you all the NFL updates, news at the beginning of training camp. That's it, man. Football is finally back, man. We get people in some pads. Well, not really. Well, they're mostly in just helmets right now.
Yeah, I think so. It's the first week of training camp.
Yep.
Starting off with a bang, really.
Oh my God, man.
Craziness, man.
My phone all week has just been like ding, 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 ding. I was like, geez.
Right.
Just nonstop with all these notifications of people getting injured or signings and this and that.
Or restructures in some cases.
Yeah. So that's pretty much today's, since it's the official start of the NFL season, we're going to get you guys ready for the fantasy football season, whether you are redraft, dynasty, if you're doing your drafts already for dynasty, all the updates and players and stuff like that. So yep, we're gonna do all that today, and then
obviously feel free to ask us any questions you might have.
That's
why we're here.
For redraft, this is the month you redraft. This is the month of you're gonna start getting it. I don't know who's gonna do it this early, but you should be. What I usually like redrafts the end of this month.
End of this month. Yeah. I have the one that I'm in that's September 2nd, so it's like literally.
Yeah. I don't mind that either.
Yeah, you have all your injuries before the season starts. You know who to look for, who not to look for, obviously.
Yeah, because the first game is September
7th.
7th? Is it?
I think it's the 7th. It's that Thursday. It's the Chiefs and the
Yep.
Chiefs and the Lions.
Yeah.
Yep. September 7th, and then the 10th will be that Sunday where everyone else plays except for on the 11th. I think you have the Bills and Jets and somebody else.
Yeah. I mean, for Chicago fans, we are insanely hyped up for that because week 1 of the NFL season is Bears-Packers. I don't know, man. Like us up here, like as it gets closer, all the groups I'm in, we get more hyped. I mean, one, it's like that's the game of the week, I think, anyway. And then, it's just brand new fields with all his toys against Green Bay without Aaron Rodgers. So.
That's what I think the big one is. It'll be Green Bay without Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
For the first time in who knows how long.
Yeah, I know. That's good. That's going to be interesting. Although I told Brian, I'm like, if Aaron Rodgers becomes a Jet, do we buy a Favre and Rodgers Jet jersey? just to mess with all the Green Bay fans.
Just make sure you're nice to your son, Mr. Love. We wished you guys happy Father's Day. So,
well,
going things about completely different than Aaron Rodgers. That's for sure.
Oh man, but funny. Cool. Yeah. Well, oh man. But cool. Yeah, just want to jump right into it. I don't know. What do you want to do?
We could do. You want to start? What do we got? Savor the flavor. What is that, man? Bears Packers. The battle for the NFC North begins.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because Savor is
he's a Detroit fan.
Detroit fan? Okay. Because I'm like Detroit, Minnesota.
So I'm excited for that first game because I'm excited because like I said going into that game, if it's a close game throughout and the Lions compete with the Chiefs and maybe they fall a little short, I'd still be super excited to see what the Lions do this year.
Oh yeah.
Or even if they can come out and get the upset win, that would be even crazier in my opinion.
That would change the whole outlook. I mean, already Detroit looks good. People are getting more hyped on it. If they beat the Chiefs, if they beat the Super Bowl champs,
right?
Like that's wow. I mean, people will lose their damn minds.
Yeah.
But if they can compete, that even that's good enough. As long as it's not a blowout. I think they're gonna
that's the one thing you don't want. You don't want to going into the second quarter down 28-0 already. Like then they're like, same old Lions. Same old Lions.
I'm like, you just proved Brian right.
And then we got to watch a whole episode of Brian going, I told you the Lions were going to lion.
He's going to do that after that first loss.
You got Jim Irsay's on something. LOL, he would trade Taylor now. He doesn't. Oh, yeah, that was the big news yesterday. Jonathan Taylor requesting a trade from the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Irsay is on something. Trey Taylor now, he doesn't. And he said is going to be really high first round pick.
Wait, he said he's going to be somebody's willing to trade a first round for JT?
No, I think he's saying that's what he wants in return.
Oh.
For JT. But first off, it's hard to predict where your first round's really going to go, especially if you're trading for high caliber Jonathan Taylor. That could give you 4 or 5 wins right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 It changes everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who needs a running back that would give up a first round pick? I mean, JT is, still JT.
I agree, but with everything else that's going on,
yeah.
I don't know if anyone's going to be willing to give up a first for a running back at this point.
Yeah.
Because not only are you giving up a first for him, you got to then pay the man.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to pay running backs right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know where he would fit best at. Because like so many people got young. There's so many young people are, still under their rookie deals and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where they're like, we'll try it with him first before we go with somebody like JT.
Here's the first thing we need to look at. Let's see. Teams with the most cap space.
Ooh.
We start there.
Yeah.
That would be the Bears.
Yeah, which they already have a bunch of running backs.
And then you got the Cardinals.
And
then you got the Panthers. Ooh, there's a couple right here that could be interesting. 4 and 5 are the Cowboys and Bengals.
Ooh, that's actually not too bad. I don't know about the Bengals though, because they're gonna have so many money issues at the end of this season anyway.
Yeah,
so they might not want to deal with that unless they get a deal early with Burrow. But the Cowboys, that's actually not bad.
I don't want that thing.
I don't want it. And I think JT is like, why am I going from one crappy team to another crappy team?
Right.
At least the other crappy team gets you to playoffs and then chokes. But I don't know. I'm surprised he wouldn't just stick it out with the Colts.
And then after the Bengals, you got the Lions and then the Colts.
Mm.
And then you got the Jaguars, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Patriots.
Yeah.
See, Jets and Patriots would be interesting because I know they're both trying to be in on the Dalvin Cook sweepstakes. But with his possible looming suspension, do they maybe go trade around and get Jonathan Taylor instead?
Mm-hmm.
Younger, probably maybe better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I really could see Cowboys doing it because Cowboys like doing stupid shit like that.
Right.
And they're that. I didn't know they're in the top 5 with money. Well, I guess they let go of Zeke. They need a running back anyway. JT would make that team a lot better.
Yeah, but even if you sit there and say, because they had like just under $20 million, like 19 point something million, but you got CD, who's probably going to need an extension soon. Dak, I think, is coming up again, or they want to restructure and make him help with cap. But I mean, with CD, you got these top tier receivers who are almost getting up to 30 million a season.
Yeah,
19's not enough cap space. Well, JJ is going to get. I mean, JJ obviously an outlier because he's the best receiver, but he's looking at getting easily 30 to 35 million a season.
Damn.
That's
what you pay for the best receiver in the league. So it just sucks that he has was it Jared Goff thrown to him? No, not Jared Goff. Kirk Cousins.
Even in this scenario though, you got him making 35. That still pushes up the people below him. They're going to start getting 25, 28, 30.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, obviously you're not going to get 35 because that's reserved for JJ.
Yeah. But then that puts even the Bengals even more in a crazy situation because Burrow needs to get paid, which that's going to be a butt ton of money. But he's also asking to keep Chase and Higgins, which I'm like, the Bengals are like, no, we can't pay you and 2 number 1 receivers. Like, you got to deal with it. Like they're gonna get rid of Higgins. They can't afford both.
Yeah.
And Burrow, there's no way. Unless Burrow takes just a massive pay cut, which I doubt it. But if he does that, how bad does that mess up all the other quarterbacks? Or is he an outlier? He's like, I'll take a big pay cut so I can keep two best receivers in the league. Like Fields is going to get a payday pretty soon. T-Law already signed the contract, or he's going to sign the contract. I think this year, right? The end.
No, I don't think they came to anything yet.
Yeah, because he's still new-ish. Yeah, it'll probably be this year.
I think this upcoming off season. No, this is his 3rd year.
This is
his 3rd year. So the upcoming off seasons when they'll probably open the pitch.
Yeah. So, but if Burrow decides to take a huge pay cut just to keep 2 receivers so he can stay winning. Oh, sorry, if we hear my dog. But yeah, if Burrow takes a big pay cut to keep the 2 receivers so he can keep winning, like, I wonder how that's going to affect all these guys, after that. I don't know. Although I don't think Burrow's going to take a big pay cut.
Yeah.
Because that will be.
You already got people like Mahomes who got the big payday, and now he's like, "Oh, I don't care about money. It's all about legacy now."
Yeah.
So he's already in talks with the Chiefs to restructure his deal.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of restructuring, Aaron Rodgers just signed a 2-year deal and then restructured it to save the Jets $35 million.
Is that a season or just this year?
It'll be $35 million over the 2 years that his contract was.
It's not too bad, but I don't know. I think I wonder if he sees what talent he has and he's like, I need help. Because somebody like him would legacy count for like somebody like Aaron Rodgers too, who's known as like a playoff. If he guys that chokes in the playoffs, is that the legacy you want, or you take a little bit of less money?
Yeah, exactly.
And like, give me some good guys.
No, I agree.
Well, but
we got comments here. What's lacking? Says, do we do this one? Bills, maybe, but nah. See, I was thinking Bills too, but one, they only have $4 million in cap space, and they still have a running back on a rookie contract, and they brought Damon Harrison, so I think they'll be good.
Yeah.
Bengals need the cap to pay Burrow soon. Cowboys interesting though. They didn't pay Zeke, so I don't know if they're interested. Yeah, but the interesting they did pay Zeke the first time though.
Yeah,
they didn't want to pay Zeke the second time because he's a 28-year-old quarterback, and he's clearly last year wasn't the same quarterback that he had been like 3 years ago. But then Anthony's right. Mika Parsons is going to be due for a big payday for sure.
Yep. I mean, he's the one holding that defense together.
It's all interesting. I know they want to restructure. They're just kind of going with this restructuring too. I know the Cowboys want Dak to restructure so they can save some cap space. But
they just paid him and then he got hurt for a whole year.
Right.
So,
but I know they're already feeling probably the pains of giving Dak that much money. That's why I said you got to make choices, man. That's why I said the freaking Jaguars, like at least for 2 years, like look out, man, because they can afford to bring in big pieces because their quarterback's still on the rookie deal. I mean, granted, it's the first overall pick rookie deal, which is not cheap, but still,
it's got to be cheaper than paying like the big bucks,
right?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, obviously, even if like your last year on your rookie deal, you're getting $30 million. It's still going to be cheaper than having to pay him the $50 or $60 million, depending on where that quarterback market is. But
yeah. Okay, so I saw GT real quick. So it said 14 hours ago, Jim Irsay said we're not trading Jonathan. End of discussion. Not now and not in October.
I don't know. We'll see. I know the Colts will probably say that, but JT is the one who came out yesterday and said, "I don't want to be here. I want to."
Yeah, he requested the trade.
So, I find that interesting because also you think about, I don't know if you heard the rumors that came out earlier this week about Devonte Adams wanting out of Las Vegas to go play for the Jets.
Of course, I was gonna say the Jets. Yeah, I'm not surprised there, man. He went,
but they came out and said the exact same thing too.
Yeah,
where the Raiders were like, "No, he's not going anywhere."
Yeah,
they even went as far as to say that all those rumors were false. But I'm like, Devonte Adams never came out and said anything, so
yeah, and it's very believable too. You know. Good.
Yeah, the problem is don't wait after the rookie deal, sign ahead. Yep.
That's what Brian always says too.
Right.
Goes, especially with the quarterbacks, and if you got a good running back, instead of waiting for that 5th year, sign him right before the 4th, between the 3rd and the 4th.
So. But I was also telling Brian about the whole Aaron Rodgers thing. I feel like, yes, that was all about letting him get some more weapons, helping the team get better. But I also feel like part of it, to me, was a last little FU to the Packers. Because all that contract talks where he's like, no, I want to be the highest paid quarterback. Like, no, I'm not taking pay cuts. All this stuff.
He takes a pay cut. Somebody come visit. That's what happened with me. Dogs started going crazy because in-laws came by. But yeah, that is funny. It's like, it's because that is 100% a slap in the face. It was like, I'm not gonna take pay cuts. I want to get paid, and then you go somewhere else, and you don't get paid the highest, and you take a pay cut. You're just like, damn, like that sucks. That guy would be pissed. But I mean, Green Bay didn't really. I don't know, man. I mean, they did bend over backwards for Aaron. I think they. So it was like he asked for all these people. He's like, "You want Cobb? Cool. Here's Cobb. You want this? Here's this." And he still found shit to bitch about. So I feel like it's gonna be the same thing. Here, it was I wanted Devonte Adams. So it was like,
right.
I was like, well, yeah, cool. I want a Super Bowl ring. Can't all get what we want. But yeah, Adams. Yeah, I'm not surprised with that. Because who's throwing the ball over there? Does it Jimmy G?
Jimmy G did pass his physical. He's good to go.
Yeah.
So that should open the door for him to be the quarterback there. And it's so funny, too, because the day before, I saw at Jimmy's first practice how excited everyone was about this, because apparently the Jimmy to Adams connection was looking really nice in that practice. Yep. And then the next day you get, I don't want to be here. I want to go to the Jets. I'm like, oh, that changed fast.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to get that deep ball you get from Aaron Rodgers from Jimmy G. You can't, run down to the end zone and just have Jimmy G chuck it because they won't make it there. Like Aaron Rodgers can throw a 60-yard bomb. He's done it before, So.
Yeah, even Derek Carr was, able to just throw the ball down there to him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's down there somewhere. Go.
Yeah, exactly. But I would. It's hard to. Everyone always hates on Jimmy G, but it's hard to say he sucks with all the wins he's got. Granted, he does have a Super Bowl ring, but he wasn't, the quarterback. But he held it down for the Pats those few weeks when they what was it? Was it Deflategate when Brady was suspended for 4 games or 6 games? How long was Brady? I don't remember. That was years ago. That was when he was
Deflategate. He got 4, and then
4,
Jimmy G came in.
Yeah,
and then he got hurt, and then Jacoby Brissett came in.
Yeah, which is insane because you hear those 2 names, you're like, oh, those are we're both starters after that. When you sit behind Tom Brady, but yeah. I think they're gonna be okay. I think Devonte Adams just sees like his old bestie in new shiny uniform. Like, I want to go there.
Yeah, but I don't think if you're the Raiders, you just let him go. Like,
no,
he's setting precedent. He already asked to be traded from the Packers to the Raiders. Now you're telling me after 1 year you're just going to allow him to get traded from the Raiders to the Jets?
Yeah.
Like you're going to open up a precedence where any player could just be like, I don't want to be here, and this is where I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you open that up, then it's like, what's the point of even having contracts at that point? If people could just at any point go wherever they want to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see the Raiders.
So I don't think they would.
Yeah. Unless it's something crazy they get in return, which I don't think the Jets have anything in return.
Yeah, what do they even have in return at this point?
Well. So yeah, he's staying.
It would be funny if Zeke signs with New England before Dalvin Cook with the Jets. Yeah. That would be pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, Zeke's still a free agent, right?
He is.
That's crazy. Crazy, man. I just a fall from grace. Sucks.
It's all lovey-dovey in Jets land because they haven't played a snap yet. Once Aaron overthrows Garrett Wilson under runs and routes, Diva will be back. Devonte leaving Green Bay, like, I'll take my used car and move to Vegas. I don't need you or Packers Ron. Yeah, he did say that leaving Green Bay. Brock Purdy's number 1 QB on the chart, so it's time to give up on Trey Lance. Well, last I heard, he's 3.
Who, Purdy's 3 or Lance's 3?
No, Lance.
Yeah, Lance. I was okay with.
Yeah, it might be time to give up on Lance at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I know, like, the first day or two of training camp, Purdy hadn't got there, and Lance actually looked okay. But then, like, 2 days into camp, Purdy's like, I'm back, guys. And he participated in everything, and they were like, okay, bye, Lance. You're not sniffing first-team reps anymore.
Please kick him out.
Yeah, I think he's, like, 3rd string. I think Darnold's even ahead of Lance. So.
Yeah. Poor Lance, he never really had a shot.
Yeah, see, even Sam Darnold was surprisingly competitive in camp. But, yeah, Purdy, hour has arrived. So he is there. Purdy will take the reins. I think he should be good for week 1.
Yeah.
So I'm sure 49ers fans are super excited about that.
Purdy's gonna be super interesting. Because was it a fluke? Was it like just that? I don't know. Because it seems too good to be true that last year with everything that happened, he was just like the golden boy. But it's very, very different when you start the season as a starter and you're the guy rather than coming in and
right.
You're not losing anything when you come in like how he came in and you're like, well, I'm gonna just have fun and play with it, and he did well. But now all the pressure's on you. You're the guy. So I don't know. Would you draft Purdy in a redraft league?
Well, I just traded for him in a dynasty league. So
did you? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
Well, my quarterbacks were Goff and Murray.
Oh yeah.
And by the third round, all the rookie quarterbacks were gone.
Mm-hmm.
And the best quarterback remaining was like Baker Mayfield. So I was like, I had to do something. So, and I got Purdy for a 3rd and a 4th. So
okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah. Saber says 49ers trade 3 firsts to get a franchise quarterback. Wait, not like this.
Listen.
By the way, my friend, keep a lookout in the mail. Oh, that's Victoria's telling Saber. Oh, that means the jersey's in the mail.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go, Saber. You got your jersey. The Purdy rookie contract advantage hits different. It does. Way less when you're Mr. Irrelevant. Now, granted, you get 1 less extra year.
Yeah.
And then he says, sweet.
There you go. Yeah, man. Yeah, find a way to take a picture or something. So we can post it, just like the back and stuff. I think all the winners had sent pictures in, right? Have the jersey on, thumbs up, or in the back.
Well, we were actually friends with the guy who won the first one, so that it was easy to get pictures of him. And then I don't know if Mike sent pictures. We had pictures of the jersey for the second one. I don't know if Mike sent in pictures.
Yeah.
With his 49 or his Chargers jersey that he won.
Yeah, so far, yes. But Martin said.
Okay, so far, yes. Okay, so he did. I just couldn't remember.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the quarterback situation for the 49ers. Let's look at who's holding out so far.
Oh yeah,
because it's kind of a big list. I was a little surprised by how many people were on it. What is happening right now?
Oh.
It's so crazy right now. Like, what are they doing to the dog over there?
You got that list, right? You're pulling it up.
Oh yeah, bring it up right now. Sorry, I got distracted.
Okay. That's all good.
So holdouts so far. If I can find, I think I went too far. There we go. Oh, those are people who got paid. I swear I'm better than. All right, who's holding out in camp? So obviously got Chris Jones, who apparently is super far apart with the Chiefs, so he didn't show up. All the other running backs left Josh Jacobs high and dry, but he's still standing firm. He's not there. I didn't know this one, but Nick Bosa apparently hasn't showed up.
Really?
Yep. Mr. Nick Bosa and John Lynch are working on a contract extension, and he's unlikely to attend training camp until the deal is done. So I didn't realize that. And then perhaps the funniest of situations is Cowboys guard Zach Martin found out that he was a 99 on Madden, so he said he needed to get paid more. So now he's not showing up to camp. I can't make that up, man. Can't make it up.
Wait, you say he's at 99 on Madden?
He got into the 99 club on Madden.
And he was like, hold on.
And then because he got that, he said, nope, I need to get paid more. And I'm not coming into camp until you restructure my deal.
That's insane, man.
Like literally.
He's going off a video game that very often gets it wrong. Well, they might didn't wear his, but yeah.
Oh, so we did. So I was right. He got the picture of the jersey. It just wasn't with Mike.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would, and I mean, those guys aren't, we can be fine without him. Like Chris Jones is the heart and soul of the Chiefs defense. Without Josh Jacobs, that Raiders offense is going to be probably pretty atrocious.
Yeah.
Without Nick Bosa, the 49ers defense takes a big hit. And then without Zach Martin, that offense for the Cowboys probably isn't going to be half as good. So, I mean, those are pretty big names. Barkley was on that list, but a lot of people said he caved.
Yeah, I think they figured it out, right?
But what people aren't seemingly talking about enough about the Barkley situation is by doing what he did, he raised his annual salary the next year. So by getting what he got this year, he can get 14. The minimum he'll get next year is 14 million. So if he were to get franchise tagged or whatever, like he will get 14 million to start next year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sure, it kind of sucks this year, but at least you're guaranteeing more money the next year.
Yeah. Yeah. So wait, how much is he getting paid this? Oh, here it is.
So with incentives, he can get up to 11 million.
11 million. Yeah. He gets a $2 million signing bonus. Barkley gives himself a chance to beat his franchise tag. Yeah, I mean, especially with Barkley, it's like, don't you want a big deal like with a lot of guaranteed? Because Barkley,
you do, but they're not giving it. So you got to do what you got to do at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's I'm not going to get the big deal, but at least if I do this, I'm protecting myself next year. So now the Giants got to think twice if they're going to franchise tag him because they're like, well, we got to give him at least 14 million. So at least that might at least get him into free agency where there might be a team willing to pay him,
and get him a contract.
So I don't blame him for doing what he did.
Yeah. He has to stay healthy this year, though. He
does.
Because if that's the right
year, he did it last year. I think he can do it again this
year. Yeah.
I mean, I think he missed a game or two, but
for the most part, I think.
For the most part, he was there. He was in the playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
or 2 playoff games. So
I just don't. A lot of people weren't talking about him. Like he didn't make anything too crazy. I know he had some good plays, and fantasy wise, he was pretty consistent. But he wasn't like what we're used to. Making like these crazy big plays, like But he was also off because the year before that, he wasn't off the entire year with injury, right?
yeah, it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Where he got to like week 2 and then he got hurt and he was done.
Yeah. Yeah. So I get it. It takes a little while to get back into the swing of things, but this year needs to be the year, especially if that's what he's going for. If he's going for either give me the 14 mil next year or goes into free agency and looks for a team. Because if that's the case, you need to look nice and shiny and the best you could be. But
I feel like Barkley, like granted, like right now you sit there and say, well, was free agency really going to help Barkley? Because I mean, right now you look at it and you're like, you got Hunt and Zeke and Cook and like all these running backs who like 2 years ago were going first round in fantasy drafts,
Mm-hmm.
And now you're like, how do they not even have homes? And people are like, could Barkley get in that same position technically? I think it's possible, but I think Barkley is better than all those running backs. And he's a year and a half younger.
Yeah.
So I think Barkley could still find a team who's like maybe a running back away and has like 15 million to spare. And they're like, here, we'll give you a 2-year deal worth, 30 million, maybe with some incentives.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would even say maybe like if he finds the right team, I'd say maybe like a 3-year. I don't think he gets like a 5-year. He's
no one's gonna do a 5, but you get like 2 to 3.
2 to 3.
But even if you get like a 3-year, $45 million, like if you're Barkley, take it.
Yeah,
you'll easily be the number 1 paid running back in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got a guy that's talented, who can run the ball, he's elusive, he can truck the crap out of someone, he can catch the ball out of the backfield. Like it's just he's one of the, if not the best overall running backs.
Yeah. He's a guy. When he's healthy, he can change your team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he makes the Giants look good.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Without Barkley, I don't think Jones is half as good because they don't have receivers.
Yeah.
This whole year it's going to be check down to Barkley, check down to Waller. That's just it's going to be the nature of it. I mean, is Hodges going to be able to repeat what he did because he came out of nowhere?
Yeah. I have to look at their schedule to see how rough it is. I know you guys finished your breakdown.
It's not easy because they're in the NFC East, who also has to play the AFC East, and I think we play the North too. So we play the AFC East and North, 2 brutal divisions.
Yeah. Oof. That is going to be rough for him.
So Martin. So technically, Anthony Price, Giants going to trade him. Oh, that could happen. I don't know. Maybe
I can see that. Maybe after week 4, if he's doing well, maybe you just like screw it.
Right. Rebuild. $2 million ain't nothing in New York taxes.
Yeah.
And then he's bringing up stuff which we will get to. I think that might be kind of what we end on is like the big injuries. But he says, I'm just laughing at Pirates team. First, Ramsey gone for 6 weeks. Johnson getting dehydrated. Now Kelsey punching teammates. Oh, I didn't hear the Kelsey punching teammates.
I didn't hear the Kelsey thing either. That's hilarious.
Interesting. Toilet bowl coming his way.
I mean, Kelsey.
Oh, then Braden coming in saying Giants had the 19th hardest schedule, so maybe it's not as hard as I think.
Okay. I mean, for them with what they're dealing with, 19th hardest might be too much for them to handle.
Yeah.
But I can see them with a trade.
See. They got some issues. I mean, secondary is not quite as good as it should be. Their offensive line, even though they made some changes, is still kind of ranked low. But we'll see. I want to get your thoughts, though, on the whole running back situation. Like, do you think these teams are justified in trying to devaluate the running back position, or do you think the running backs deserve to get paid?
I mean, I think that running backs deserve to get paid, like for sure. And I mean, it makes sense why, because big teams, all these rich people, they don't want to pay off. Kelsey probably won't get in trouble.
Martin says Kelsey probably won't get in trouble, but thought it was funny. Yeah, no, I agree. He's not Michael Thomas.
I was
when he punches his teammates. Kelsey probably. Oh, whoa! Yeah. Oh, I don't know. That was weird. Oh, I got another comment, so it moved up.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Oops, I did that backwards. 19th easiest, 14th hardest.
Yeah. That's so.
Oh, okay. So it's the 19th easiest. So that makes them the 14th hardest schedule. So yeah, that makes it even worse.
Yeah.
So.
So
okay. That makes sense. I thought it was a little harder.
Rough season for the Giants. Who's a Giants fan? Is it Mike from the Get Right a Giants fan?
Yeah, he's a Giant. He's a Giants fan.
Yeah.
So we'll get back to the running backs though.
Yeah, I mean, because the running backs have like the shortest lifespan of any position in the NFL. So it's like when they get paid, they got to get paid early and because you do your rookie thing and you try not to get hurt during your rookie thing, and then after that fourth, fifth year, or probably third, fourth year, you gotta hope that you played well enough to get a big contract. But none of these teams are not paying because they're like, why? We'll just go get another rookie and then run them to the ground and get another rookie. So every 3-4 years, you just go draft another rookie and hope it's good enough.
But it's not just drafting rookies though. Like both of my running backs that I have on my team, Gibson and Brian. Why can I not think of his name? Robinson. There we go.
Right. Yeah.
God, on my brain. Brian Robinson. We drafted him in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Like you can find NFL starting caliber running backs in the 3rd, 4th, 5th. Elijah Mitchell, who was the starting running back for the 49ers, 6th round pick.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's crazy, like how not so much easy, but like how readily available you can find. So not only are they the position that has the shortest lifespan, but I feel like it's the easiest position to replace, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because I mean, running backs.
Your number one receiver goes down. You can't just find another receiver in free agency or in the 6th round of the draft.
Yeah,
it takes work to get that number one receiver.
Yeah,
but your number one running back goes down. Be like, oh, you from the practice squad, get in there. Oh, look, he ran for 160 yards today. I just feel like most easiest position to replace. So I see kind of where they're coming from, but I still don't think it should take away from the people who are doing it the best from getting paid. Okay, you don't want to pay him? Well, then he should be able to go in free agency when he's. But the other issue too is if you draft someone in the 1st round as a running back, you have 5 years of your rookie contract.
Yeah.
Then if you get franchise tagged, that's a 6th year. So if you were 22 when you're drafted, before you can even hit free agency, you're already 28.
Yeah. And that's why you're already done.
Boom. Can't get your money because you're past it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just
and good luck
to be a running back.
Yeah. Especially if you get drafted in the 1st round, early in the 1st round, you're probably with a team that's in a rebuilding phase. I mean, maybe you get lucky with a team that's actually good. It's not.
And then you got Anthony Price too. In this era, you can turn a running back into a receiver and a receiver into a Gibson. Perfect example.
Yeah.
All 3 years of college, he was a receiver for UCLA or for Memphis. Sorry, for Memphis. Yeah. And then we drafted him, and we're like, "Do you want to be a running back?" And he's like, "Hey, whatever gets me on the field."
Although he might be kind of a receiver again this year.
I guess.
That's what they're saying.
They're like, this guy can catch. Who would have thought a receiver in college could catch the ball? But so it's you could look at it. Ty Montgomery started with the Packers. All our top 3 running backs went out. Hey, Ty, get over here, running back now.
Yeah.
And now he has 7 years of being a running back.
Yeah.
Got Taysom Hill. He's a running back who played quarterback.
That's oh god, that one's stupid.
Well, he got paid though. He got $140 million contract, so
it don't matter. He's like, put me wherever. I got paid.
How that guy can get $140 million contract, but then people Barkley and Jacobs and Hunt and people like that can't even get 10 million.
Even Zeke, man. I think Zeke I think he was done in Dallas, and he was kind of over it. And last year he didn't play, I think, to his potential. And so last couple of years,
I
maybe.
still
but
think even if a team were to pick him up, he would still be a red zone threat, goal line threat.
Yeah.
Like, but you just got to know, I don't think he's going to be a guy that can carry the team. Like, he's not going to be a 3-down back. He's not going to, you're not going to have him out there when you're on like 1st and 10 on your own 15.
Yeah.
But like 2nd and 2, put Zeke out there. In the 20s, on the 20-yard line, getting into the red zone, put Zeke out there. On the goal line, put Zeke out there because he's a big bruising back.
Yeah.
He's just not going to be able to carry a team.
I think that might be another issue where so many teams are running at least 2 running backs. So, like, if you're running 2 running backs, you make them both kind of look good. Now you have even more an abundance of running backs, and like this year, like the Bears have 3 great running backs, and more and more teams are getting like that. So now you have so many running backs throughout the league.
Oh yeah, that is too. Go into these 2-3 back sets, and you're like, well, I got to pay 3 running backs now. Yeah, but they want to take what used to be like what Adrian Peterson probably got paid. They're like, we want to put that on 3 different people now.
Yeah. But that's kind of what you do is like if you don't want like a full timer, you get up like 2 or 3 part timers to fill in the job, and then you don't have to worry about big pays. Like, well, you could be a big running back in the league, but you share time with this person, so that automatically devalues a lot of running backs.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's rough.
You got Anthony. I would make Gibson a slot receiver and then sign Kareem Hunt to back up Robinson. Well, we were linked to one of the running backs. It might have been Hunt, actually. Oh, yeah, Kareem Hunt makes sense because we got the enemy. Yep. But I don't know if you'd make Gibson a slot receiver because we already have Curtis Samuel for that.
Yeah.
Or Dotson or McLaurin. Like, I don't think we need to move him to slot receiver. I think he'll actually be more dangerous catching the ball out of the backfield because that'll give us, 5 receivers.
Jeez.
6 people to catch the ball if you count the tight end too. So
yeah,
I think that would be a lot more scary than if you put him at slot.
Yeah,
but
that's my Brian asked me a question on Penn and Grizzly. He's like, "Oh, what team looks like what's like an underrated team?" And I told him like I think Washington might be a little underrated because I'm like, if the quarterback does well, they have some weapons there that could do some good stuff, but it all depends on the quarterback. You're big on who's that? Sam Howell that's out over there.
I am, but I think it's one of those things where it's like you guys with Justin Fields. Like, I have to be because it's my team. But some of the things I'm hearing, some of the things like teammates are saying, like, you got receivers who have been there for years saying, hey, this could be the end of like having to search for a quarterback, or this guy really has it. Like, oh, this guy has it. Like, I know he has it. This is what I've heard from other people, but I feel like he's a more accurate Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's true, that could be dangerous because Baker Mayfield was a good NFL quarterback. He just had, for some reason, he couldn't put it together for a full season with his accuracy.
Yeah.
And if Sam Howell is like Baker, but with accuracy, that could be scary because he's got an arm. And then I read an article that was saying that when they were doing the offseason first started, this guy who was a reporter for somewhere for the Commanders, he was led into the facility and he saw a draft board that had Sam Howell as a second rounder for us. Like, we were ready to draft Sam Howell in the second round. But then, like, later that week, we ended up trading for Wentz. So when we traded for Wentz, they were like, we don't want to get a quarterback in the second round now because, we don't want to hurt his confidence and whatnot. And then by the time the 5th round showed up and Howell was still there, they were like, oh, we can get our guy anyway. Let's go.
Nice.
So for all those people who were saying, "Oh, he's a 5th-round pick," like we were ready to draft him in the 2nd round. Like that's how much they believe him.
Yeah, but it's kind of crazy. It's like, did you overhype him or overhype him where no one else cared about him and he fell to you in the 5th? Because at that point you're like, hold on, what's going on here?
So the biggest issue was 2 years ago. If he'd come out, he would have been a 1st-round pick.
Yeah,
and then he lost all his weapons because like his top 3 receivers got drafted, 2 running backs got, because that was the year Michael Carter and Devonte Williams got drafted. Because Michael Carter got drafted the year before, and then the following year Devonte Williams got drafted in 2020. And then, like I said, De'Ami Brown, who is with Washington, and then another receiver got drafted. So all his weapons, and then some offensive linemen got drafted. All his weapons basically left.
Yeah.
And then it was just him, and he still put up okay numbers. It just wasn't as good as he was tracking. So he kind of fell off a little bit.
Yeah. Man, that
but
sucks.
I mean, it kind of sucks because it's like, well, you should be able to adjust and be with new people. But at the same time, when you've been playing with these guys for like 3 years, 2 years, you do form that camaraderie, that connection. And then when it's gone, it's not always the easiest thing to try to get that with somebody else.
Yeah, especially if it's like rookies, like they not only do they need to learn the system, they need to learn how to play at a different level.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you have a quarterback who's like used to having his guys on his same level. Yeah, that goes into effect. Yeah,
but I mean, he doesn't have that issue with Washington. Like we have weapons.
Yeah.
Now we do have a question mark at offensive line.
Yeah,
I still think we'll be decent. I mean, we got a right tackle who basically just won the Super Bowl, and Andrew Wiley. Our starting right tackle from last year is just moving to guard. And who knows, that might actually be what he needs to come out of his shell a little bit.
Yeah, like the move that they need or where he should have been.
Center is a bit of a question mark. We brought in the Giants starting center, Bradbury, from last year. But we did draft a stud center in the 3rd round who was like the top offensive lineman for the SEC. So
yeah. Wait, who did you get? That's right.
And then obviously Brian's favorite offensive lineman, Leno, at left tackle.
Was it Ricky Stormberg?
Yeah, that's it.
Stormberg. Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah,
he should be a beast.
Yeah, that's why I was really pissed that the Bears didn't get any center. I was like, come on.
And then our left guard just got released, so that's fun. Norwell, you got rid of him. I was like, oh, all right. Guess we don't need Norwell anymore. So I feel like, but to answer your question, I do feel like we could be a little underrated. But it just depends on how it goes, honestly.
Yeah, that's why I said it. And Brian was like, really? I was like, I'm like, maybe it's Mark, like, always talking about him. But yeah, but I'm like, they got weapons, like they're good.
And then tell Brian to leave me alone. Tell Brian to leave me alone. Josh Harris came out and said that Chase Young is part of the future in Washington. So I don't think he's getting traded anymore.
No.
So leave me alone, Brian.
He's ours. But our GM did say like he wanted to get a defensive line, an edge before training camp, and that really didn't happen. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, Martin is right with this. It wasn't Washington, I guess, that translated into a running back. When he made the Senior Bowl, the coaches there were like, "Do you want to play running back?" And he did, and he actually did really well at the Senior Bowl. So that is what kind of kick-started the whole transition to running back.
But one game, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, but you got to think he's with NFL coaches because the Senior Bowl is coached by NFL coaches.
Yeah.
And they kind of know what they're doing. And then when you look that good, and then you got him we got him in the 3rd round, so it wasn't like it was a major, pick.
Yeah.
I pray every time that Chase Young practice without a knee brace. I want him healthy. Our D line going to eat. I do agree.
Oh yeah,
he's 100%. He says he's ready to go. He's going to turn things around. Josh Harris came out and said that he is part of the future here. So I think he's off the trade market now.
yeah.
So I'm excited. I didn't want him to be traded, honestly, especially not for what I was hearing we were getting in return.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how are we gonna take the number 2 overall pick and then get a second and like a fourth? Like, that's awful.
Yeah. That's what I heard about. But even I mean, when we did our rankings for the positions, I think the D line for Washington was like that top tier that we put them in. So, that is legit the best part of your defense, which is like one of the most important parts to me. Having a strong D line is more important than secondary linebacker.
Oh, I agree, because with a good defensive line, you don't need the best people behind them because quarterback's not going to have enough time, or the running back's not going to get through the D line.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you just need your corner to guard the guy for 3 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas if you don't have a D line, kind of like the Bears, you need your freaking secondary to guard someone for 10 seconds, for 15 seconds. At which point, it doesn't matter how good you are.
Eventually, you're going to get
Jalen Ramsey and Darrelle Revis combined. You're still not going to be able to guard someone for that long.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Exactly.
Like, how important at least having a decent defensive line is.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I think I don't know how many wins you and Martin gave Washington, but that's why I'm like, I think they're underrated.
Gave Washington 2.
2 wins?
2 wins. Brian gave him 4. And then I got ragged on for saying 6. I got called a homer. For saying
that one?
We were going to win 6 games.
I can see 4 to 6. I was
like, I'm not Brian over here saying we're going to win 14, okay?
2 is interesting. 2, wow. I was like,
I mean, granted,
really.
I see where he is coming from. I do see where Martin's coming from. Our schedule is freaking brutal.
Is it?
We have a game where we play like on the East Coast, and then we got to fly to Seattle, and then we got to fly back to the East Coast. Then we got to fly to Los Angeles. They really kind of did us dirty on schedule. Because not only are we playing high caliber teams, we have so much travel.
Yeah, which that definitely plays.
And it does. It plays on the fatigue for the season. Yeah, see, I don't give a fuck. I said, I know, I'm aware. I said I understand where you're coming from with the 2 wins.
Yeah, that's gonna be good though. Like to come back at the end of the season and see where they ended, because like you guys are a decent from decent games in between each other. 2, 4, 6. Yeah. So it's like who got it. So. I can see 4 being the absolute bottom, because that defensive line I think is going to hold them into a lot of games, And then if Howell can just be half a quarterback, if he's just half as good, I think he might be good.
Yeah, so our total ended up, because if you 2, 6, so we got to 10, and then we divided it by 3.
Yeah, the average. So what are Vegas odds?
I think Vegas odds are like 6.5 or
6.5.
Or maybe 5. I don't know. Rated. Let us know.
Yeah. Not too bad. Sam Howell MVP odds is plus 10,000.
Even Saver says floor of 4. So
that's where I'm at. The 4 is 4. But
don't get me wrong. We have a brutal schedule, and we have an unproven quarterback. But I'm like, I still feel like the construction of the rest of the roster, though, still got to be like, sure, even if we only score 15 points a game, like defense. I mean, granted, Jack Del Rio drives me nuts. Defense should, I mean, if we only get 20 points, that should still be good enough for a win, I think, against most teams with our defense.
Yeah. That's why
I'm sure defense will find a way to let me down.
Let's let go a deep bomb. But I can see the Bears and Washington play this year. Right? I think they played.
Yeah, we play Thursday Night Football.
Yeah. So I'm kind of excited about that because we're kind of in a similar but also different problem, same situation, kind of thing,
Yeah.
So that game I'm kind of curious to watch.
We're both building.
Yeah. But, like we got linebackers, you got a D-line, both got weapons, Fields I think is a lot better, but he's still, to a lot of people's eyes, is unproven still. There's a fantasy football channel that I don't follow, but I get recommended all the effing time, and all he does is trash on Justin Fields. All he does is trash. Like every other video is a video about how sucky Fields is. It's like somebody watches too much Skip Bayless.
Well, you have a couple of things going for you though. One, I feel like your division's not as good as mine, and you have a lot easier of a schedule.
Yeah, we have a pretty decent schedule.
If Fields can put it together, and I'm kind of in that camp where, like I said, coming out of college, I like Justin Fields a lot. I think Justin Fields can be good, but he still has to prove it to me. Like this whole him winning MVP talk is nuts to me.
It's crazy.
I'm like, okay, let's slow down a little bit. Let's prove he can throw in the pocket and run this team before we're just anointing him next MVP winner.
Yeah.
Like, could he do it? I think he could. He's got the talent. I like Justin Fields a lot. I got to see it first.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. I'm like, but I have the faith that he can do it. Where a lot of other people are like, he sucks, blah, blah, blah. I was like, come on.
And this has got to be the year he takes some big steps forward, because he can't say he doesn't have weapons now. You can't say the offensive line is trash. Like, I don't think the offensive line's going to be amazing, but I think it's definitely
good enough.
It's light years where it was last year.
Yeah.
With the people you brought in, and then the Wright that you brought in from Tennessee in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if he doesn't put it together this year, like, is he a bust?
Yeah.
It's that crucial. What does Martin always say? Give him 3 years. Well, this is his third year.
Yeah.
So, but I wish all the best for him, except for when he plays Washington.
What was that, week 5 or something like that?
I think it's week 5. Yeah, week 5 or week 6. Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited for the Bears. I think they're definitely trending in the right. You need to do something with that line, the defensive line.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Even
I love your secondary pieces too. I love Kyle Gordon. I love Brisker. I have him in fantasy.
Yeah, our secondary and linebackers are
even Eddie
linebackers
Jackson,
are awesome.
The other safety, and obviously your linebackers are beasts. But
well, that's exactly what you said. Like, if you don't have a D line, you need to have a good enough secondary to hold them for 5-7 seconds. Do
you take a page out of like the Lions playbook with like Justin Houston and take one of your linebackers and maybe see if they can be an edge rusher?
You got to figure something out.
Do you take Sewell and be like, play Ed? Let's see what we got here.
Yeah. You got Sanborn. Sanborn can go in as linebacker if you want to test that out with like.
Or like take Sanborn and put him down.
I don't know if he's fast enough.
Well,
you might play with it.
I know Sewell's pretty fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just a thought.
Yeah. We should definitely do a watch party for that. That's a Thursday night game.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday night games are on Twitch, which is nice. The only thing that sucks is I'm going to see if we can apply for it with the channel, because there's a little backstage thing. But on Twitch is owned by Amazon. Amazon owns the rights to Thursday Night Football. But if you want to co-stream the game, you have to be given permission by the NFL to co-stream it on Twitch. So I wonder if we can apply for it. I'm gonna see if we can do it, because then we could be on screen and actually watch it. Yeah, at least on Twitch, which would be awesome. Oh yeah, Martin got so lucky with that.
Yeah, he has both of them.
That's insane.
So, yeah.
That's insane. He taxi squad Fields. Oh man.
Saber over here, he says, combine the teams, the Washington Bearmanders. Take the league.
Chicago Bearmanders.
If you combine these two teams, they'd be probably the best team in the NFL, depending on how Fields. Well, obviously, Fields will be the quarterback. But you add more to like McLaurin and Dotson, and then you combine our offensive lines, and then you put obviously our defensive line would take all the starting spots.
Well, yeah, of course.
But then you add your linebackers, and then combine our secondary. That'd be the best defense in the league.
Somehow we would still have like an average ass O-line though.
Unfortunately, I think that would still be the roughest position.
Yeah.
But you take like right and yeah,
Thornburg
unfortunately,
and
offensive line would still probably be the head.
I think you figure it out though.
But I think
You
you
got a
still
good
have enough
center, good
talent
guards.
there. I think you'd still have enough talent there that it would be viable for Justin Fields.
We need to
running
make
back
that
position. Running back position would be kind of interesting
Ooh.
too.
We have so many.
Yeah, there'd be so many though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be pretty funny. I'm
Chicago Bear Manders. I like it. We need to make that. We need to make that
the
into a
Bear
logo.
Manders. The Washcago Bear Manders. Oh, I didn't even see the Washcago.
Washcago. That's funny.
Washcago Bear Manders. And then we'll keep the enemy as the offense coordinator, but we'll let your coach be the coach because we can get Ron out of there. Yeah, I like Ron Rivera as a person, and I think he's really good with like.
He's a better defensive coordinator than he is
players, but I don't know.
He's not the best head coach.
With the players, I think he's good, but he just comes off so stupid on press conferences.
He does.
Wait, we could be eliminated?
Yeah.
From the playoffs this week? Yes, Ron. Yes. It's all anybody is talking about. How do you guys not know this?
That's why when he was with the Bears, he didn't get like any time on the podium.
Right.
Like, no. You're defensive coordinator. You go sit down.
We just found out that Antonio Gibson can catch the ball.
Yeah.
You're not doing yourself any favors, Ron.
Yeah. Twitch fans, rise up. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I don't know what the requirements are, but I know I did it on my personal channel once, and man, I got like taken down in like 5 minutes. They're like, no. You do not get to watch this game with everyone. I was like, oh, you suck. But yeah, I'm gonna see what I can do about that. That's one of my goals. Yeah. Hopefully we can watch.
That'd be cool. I'd be down.
Yeah.
And then we just go over the last thing with the training camp stuff. Martin already kind of touched on it with this one. I'm just laughing at Byron's team. First Ramsey and now Johnson. Oh, we're going to go over injuries. Because there was a lot of them. Yeah. I'm a little confused by one of them, but we'll get there. First one, obviously, I think the biggest one, Joe Burrow going down, clutching his calf and then having to be carted off the field. Sure,
carted off.
Yeah. I'm sure Bengals fans were like dying inside when they saw that.
Yeah. Because you paid it. I think he'll be okay. I haven't heard anything major.
It said should be or probably will be ready week 1, but the fact that there's still kind of a question mark there is kind of scary. Mm-hmm. Plus, I think this isn't the first time that Burrow's missed like training camp either. So
yeah, I think he'll be all right.
And then the second biggest injury, I think, was the Dolphins' new corner, Jalen Ramsey. Now, there's varying reports on how long he's going to be out. I've heard 6 to 8 weeks. I've heard December at the earliest.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll have to see how his recovery goes with that.
What kind of
it's funny. It just says a meniscus injury, which is funny because Chiefs wide receiver Kadarius Toney tore his meniscus. Partially tore his meniscus and had to have surgery as well. But his timetable is he will be ready for week 1. So I was like,
it's different. I mean, well, because the meniscus, you would need it for like the agility. It's definitely a big deal with it. Receivers, because the route you're running, so you can kind of plan ahead and figure it out. Where like a running back, you might need that last second, and also cornerbacks like Jalen Ramsey. Like you need a cut last second and be agile enough. So I can see why it affects a corner than a receiver.
Well, I feel like maybe because they just keep saying minute. I'm wondering if Jalen Ramsey completely tore his. Because Kadarius Toney was only a partially torn one.
So the veteran underwent a full meniscus repair.
See, so he completely tore it.
Yeah.
So that's why it's long. So yeah, it makes a lot more sense. Cowboy safety Donovan Wilson could miss up to 6 weeks because now this says 4 to 6 weeks because he has a right calf strain. That's the same thing that happened to Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're talking 6 weeks. That's like week 2, week 3. CJ Gardner-Johnson is day-to-day. So there was a big scary moment with the Lions practice when C.J. Gardner-Johnson went down.
Yeah.
Apparently, his knee and his whole leg is structurally intact, so dodged a bullet there. Bills running back. I don't know if you heard about this one, Naheem Hines. Was sitting on a jet ski, and then another jet ski driver plowed right into him.
Yeah.
End up tearing his ACL. But apparently had a bunch of other injuries too.
Yeah.
Had to
I heard it was a pretty bad one.
He had to be airlifted to the hospital. So
yeah, just crazy.
Yeah. Can you imagine just sitting there in the water on a jet ski, and then all of a sudden just boom. Like, what was that person thinking? But yeah, those were the biggest injuries so far. I think the Jalen Ramsey one's kind of big because we're talking about how good that defense could be. And now without Ramsey.
Ramsey's a big one because I'm seeing more 6 to 8 weeks. Like you said, December is a big one they're saying, which would suck because like you come back in December, like if your team's not competing for the playoffs, then like I'm sitting out. Like I'll see you next year.
Martin be out here playing bumper jets,
playing tag with the ski jets.
Oh, if it's a significant injury, I do believe Joe Burrow is bigger, but I still think Joe Burrow will be back week 1.
Yeah,
that's why I say the Ramsey one is the biggest one, just because he could be out till December, and they brought this guy in to be the other shutdown corner. So now it's like, who do they even have on the roster now?
Burrow's a big one, but also it depends on what kind of, because there's always different degrees or levels of different strains and stuff like that. So if it's not as bad, it might not be too big of a deal. And then what foot is it on? If it's on his throwing foot, I don't know what it's called, but the one that you put all your weight on.
Plant leg.
Yeah, plant leg.
Yeah.
If it's on the other one, I mean, it's not too big of a deal too. So
but even having any injury on any leg still can throw off your footwork. It could throw off your timing of your mechanics.
Yeah.
Oh, they did sign someone from the XFL.
Really?
XFL. I don't know. This says that Zach Taylor said Friday the quarterback Joe Burrow will be sidelined several weeks after suffering a right calf strain in practice. What impact will Burrow's injury have on the season? Oh, and contract negotiations. That's true.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They signed REDZONE.
Even if he misses the first 2 weeks, though, I mean, Ramsey's could be out till December. So,
yeah.
But I guess in the grand scheme of things, Joe Burrow is probably a bigger injury to a team because I mean the Bengals don't have Burrow. What are they?
I mean, they still got Chase and Higgins. So I mean, and who's their tight end? I mean, they still got good enough weapons where, granted, you might not be able to throw a deep ball, but you can make plays with 2 number 1 receivers on your team, and Mixon is still back there. But Sinnott signed with the Bucks in 2020, spent some time with the Eagles and Dolphins, and then played last year with San Antonio in the XFL.
So you think Trevor Siemian and Jake Browning can do what Joe Burrow can do?
No. Don't get me wrong. There's a difference between like a starter guy and that. But yeah. All right, we got Brian.
I knew he was popping in. I knew
Mr. Florida over here.
I knew he was looking for that quiet spot to pop in. I just knew it.
I looked at it and said, "Look, let me find one real quick. Hold on." I got into the car. I was like, "All right, first thing first, let's connect this phone so I can get on and talk to them about football."
You want to talk about the Chicago Bearmanders?
Oh my gosh!
Chicago.
You know what? Honestly, if you did that, we'll never have a quarterback. Teams about
good
quarterbacks,
right?
Yeah,
he's breaking up bad.
Like a robot.
I said we'll only have 2 good quarterbacks. Oh well, I'll see you guys later. Sorry.
All right.
That's all right, man. We're finishing up things anyway, man.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done. So
have fun out there, man.
Yeah, have fun in Florida.
Stay cool. No, I said no.
He said no.
The 100-degree freaking weather out there.
Oh, we were in the 90s the other day.
Oh yeah. Because you guys are up in Indiana now.
Yeah.
That is bad. Yeah, 90, 98 it hit up here in the Midwest, and it felt like 105, which for us sucks. I know you're used to that.
Oh yeah, it was actually weird because I walked out one day and it said it was 88, but like humidity was through the roof because it just rained, and I'm like, this is absolute terribleness.
Yeah.
I was like, I had just taken a shower. I walked out for 2 seconds. It was like, I need to take a shower again because I'm just drenched in sweat now.
Yeah.
And then the next day, it was like 5 degrees hotter, and I'm like, oh, it's not too bad out here.
Yeah.
Because there was like no humidity.
Yeah. Yeah, it rained overnight, so all morning into the afternoon was like just burning off all that water, and it sucked.
Martin over here, don't talk to me about you. Yeah, see, Martin's like, he's addicted, couldn't stay off. I called it in the group chat. He was like, just landed, and I'm like, oh, you're looking for that quiet spot so you can jump in. I just
yeah.
And boom, I heard that pop, and I was looking at the other thing, and I was like, oh, he's in. I knew it.
So he can't help himself. He's got to come in and at least say hi.
Right, always.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything else big? I mean,
I think that was all the big news, honestly.
Yeah.
Did we miss anything, Martin? Anything else we should talk about?
Jesus. I just saw a video of like this lady. I can't bring this up. I'll try to keep the audio off. They're at practice and she's yelling at Justin Fields to sign her baby.
Oh no.
It's so stupid. I'm in so many Bears groups and stuff that it's so stupid. Crap.
God.
Right now you want to lag. She's like up there, sign my baby. I'm like, it's so dangerous. You're like raising up your baby. That's so stupid. That's funny though. Hopefully, me and Brian are talking. We want to go to a practice training camp kind of stuff.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Funny. I know our first practice open to the public, we had over 10,000 people show up.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah, the freaking telling you, the selling of the freaking Dan Snyder leaving has revitalized the fan base, I think. And then you got people, Josh Harris and Magic Johnson, dropping Redskins all the time. And apparently it's on purpose to judge response to it because they're thinking about changing back.
Changing back.
I mean, they would have to go through the logistics with the sponsors and stuff, but
yeah,
because honestly, the only reason Dan Snyder changed it was because FedEx and some of the other big sponsors were like, "We're pulling our sponsorships if you keep this name."
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a big thing though. You need to have somebody backing you. Somebody big in like the Native American community that kind of okays it, but then it needs to be somebody. It's such a hard situation, because even if you do that, you got to have somebody who's a voice of the people, and that's a hard thing to do just by itself. And then one person can't write, say, oh, it's okay, and then talking about for everybody, which is a hard thing. But I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely you need a consensus, but.
Oh, and then Braden brought up a couple things I forgot to talk about. Danielle Hunter did agree to a 1-year deal for $20 million with the Vikings, so he will be reporting to camp. And then Sony Michel retires at the age of 28.
Damn!
That popped up yesterday. I forgot about that one.
He was the best third string running back I ever had. He was always on my team somehow, and he was always like
relevant, always like to an extent.
Yeah.
And then Martin asking, we getting max or minimum Crosby this season? When Tyree Wilson's on the field, we'll get maximum Crosby. But when he's not, we're going to get minimum. Because Chandler Jones just doesn't have it anymore. Yeah. Chandler Jones will be out there, and they're like, triple team Crosby because we don't need to worry about you. He's going to be there with his walker. Just, I'll get to that quarterback.
He falls down halfway.
Right.
Yeah.
The tackle's just like this.
Just looks at him too hard. He's like, ah.
Right.
Fuck. Clenches his chest and falls over. Got me.
So that was cool. We were proud about a couple of things there.
Yeah, as you know, the training camp goes on, there's gonna be a bunch of other stuff, and what do you say?
So it still had Max with Chandler Jones off. So
Hmm.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I like that segment when you guys do that during the season.
Oh, I love it. It's one of my favorite segments.
Yeah, that's funny. That needs to be a whole clip every week.
Right.
Just clip that out. Which hopefully this upcoming season I want to do that a lot more and try to help you guys out with Dynasty Python with some clips and stuff like that. So, because I know for sure we'll do the Max Minimum Crosby and what's the cartoon thing? Gridiron Heights. Those are gonna be some weekly short clips that we do.
I don't know if we can do Gridiron Heights though. We're getting demonetized for those videos.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Yeah. Man, Kelsey, I just watched the video of Kelsey punching his teammate. He straight up punched that padded homie.
Did he?
It was a goal line play. He caught it, and then the defenders still kind of tried to tackle him.
Mm-hmm.
And Kelsey literally turned around and went, "Boom!" And then a scuffle ensued.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not that big of a deal, man. Shit happens, somebody's trying to make a name for themselves, and you always try to pick on, the big dog.
Another injury.
Breaking news.
Tyrone Wheatley Jr., the tackle for the Browns, hurt in a skirmish. So he got hurt in a fight. At Browns practice today. So that's cool.
That's
He said, "You ready to go to more episodes during the week? You know me and my ideas."
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. I think during the season, a lot of good stuff. I know Panda and Grizzly might make some changes as well. But
no, Elijah Cansey.
What happened with him?
Carted off the field. Why is everybody straining their calves?
That's kind of normal though. You get a lot of strains. The first couple of weeks of training camp, it's rusty and hopefully it's just not bad.
Penny Sewell and concussion protocol.
Nice. I think I saw that.
That's not nice. What are you talking about?
I will exaggerated. We got Derpy in the house. Keep sleeping on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh yeah, Garrett Wilson got hurt too, but I think he should be fine.
Just pick everyone up Brian's roster.
Yeah.
Just do a injury report. Brian's team.
Right. Yeah, those must have just happened today because I was like Elijah Cansey, Wheatley. Those are big ones. Well, maybe not quite Cansey because he hasn't really proved himself yet. But yeah, and he had a low ankle injury, and those are easier to come back than high ankle injuries, so it should be fine.
Yeah.
He goes, Garrett Wilson, just pick everyone on Brian's roster.
Yeah, that's what.
We'll have that weekly segment. Who's hurt on Brian's team this week?
And just 10 minutes of Brian just shaking his head and you guys laughing at him.
And at the very end, we'll be like, this is who he has left. He should probably go pick some people up. That's funny.
Yeah.
I think that was it. Those are the big news stories for the week. It's excited that training camp's here.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait for the season to get started.
Yep.
Just to cry in October that my team sucks. But,
Nothing new, right? We're used to it too. But yeah, man, I think leading up to the season, we're gonna probably do a couple mock drafts for sure. We'll do more news and updates, trying to help everyone out with drafting, getting their teams ready for all the good stuff. So, make sure you come in on Sundays, ask your questions. If you're worried on who to pick at what position, we're talking ADPs, their values and stuff like that. So we're going to get more into draft values and
sleepers to look out for,
yep.
people to get in the later rounds. We got you covered.
Yep. You know, probably start doing. I know we ranked positions as a team as a whole, but we might start. I was thinking about doing you know, top 10, you know, or 10 QBs to look for, or top, you know, receivers to look for, you know, stuff like that.
They're sitting Rodgers more than likely to not have him injured with Browns game on Thursday. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if Rodgers didn't play any preseason. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I could see him maybe doing a series.
Maybe a series or two.
In
like the second game.
Yeah. I would even say maybe the third one right before the season starts.
No, you don't play any starters in the third game, man.
Well, that's why. It'll be him against a bunch of nobodies. And it was like, all right, shake off your rust a little bit. Have fun, and then you're done. You threw four throws and sit back down. I mean, that's what I would do if you were worried about him getting injured. But yeah, like, shake off your rust, go play against like the B squad, and then go sit back down. I don't know.
All right.
But yeah, I think that's it. But cool. Yeah, next week hopefully we get back to a little bit more normal stuff. Brian and Martin be joining us again, and you know, like I said, we're just gonna be helping you guys out, getting you ready for the draft and for the season. But yeah, appreciate everyone in here. Derpy coming in, hanging out. Pittsburgh Steelers. Would you guys rank the Steelers? How many wins did you give them? Do you remember?
9.5 or 10.
All right, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That might. I don't know. I was like, maybe get into the playoffs, but we'll see. But yeah, you know, Anthony Price, Savor the Flavor, appreciate it. Who else we had in here? You know, Braden, of course.
Oh, there you go. See, we gave him 10.
We gave him 10.
Yeah,
that's not bad. It's not bad.
And he said, "I expect most suggest starters to be benched." Oh, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, they're not. I think Martin's on YouTube and on Twitch. Appreciate it, man. Get the views from everywhere. But cool, man. Yeah, appreciate it. Everyone hanging out with just me and Mark today. Just kind of hanging out, talking football and random stuff. But appreciate everybody in chat hanging out with us. Make sure you tell your friends, tell your family. You know, if your grandma plays some fancy football, tell her to come check us out. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Helps us out a lot. But yeah, man, get ready for week 1. It is right around the corner. Right around. This is the last month without football. That's it, man. This is the last month without football for 2023.
Getting into the August and we're set. Let's go.
Yep. Oh yeah, we'll technically got one more day.
So, yeah, we do got one more day.
One more day. August is the last month. But appreciate everybody. Thank you guys. We will see you guys on Wednesday. I'm not sure, but you're doing the NFC fantasy draft, right? Probably.
Oh yeah, because we just did the AFC. So yeah, NFC will be this Wednesday for sure.
Yep. But appreciate everybody. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. But thank you guys. We will getting so hyped for the season. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great chatting with you too, man. Appreciate you coming in every
over on Twitch.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. But cool. Let's get out of here. Appreciate you guys.
Yes.
Later.
Later.